Welcome to Growth Mode Podcast for Real Estate Agents, hosted by the Floyd Wickman Team. You know, you can either do it alone or bathe your mind with the inspiration of others. During this podcast, you'll listen to successful agents in our coaching community from across North America share what motivates them and what they've learned. And I am your host today, Mary Palin. Welcome. Well, I'm kind of excited to do this particular installment of our podcast. I don't have a guest or an interview because usually what happens on the call, on our R-squared coaching calls, which is where all these podcasts come from, stays on the call. In other words, what happens on the call stays on the call. And if it doesn't, then it remains anonymous unless someone volunteers to be on video. But I didn't even ask this person, but I think I chose this because so many of us can really relate to this kind of situation. Have you ever been in a situation where you have a listing appointment with someone that you feel is out of the area or way more expensive than what your normal listing appointments are, and you'd like to land it? It was referred to you and it's scheduled and you know you're going, but now you're sort of getting nervous because you're wondering, are they going to look at my stats? Are they going to see that I don't usually work this area or this price point? So this was the question. Probably the most expensive house I ever sold was somewhere around the high sevens, low eights. And I've got a listing appointment where the seller is thinking 1.2 million. And I'm nervous. What do I do? How do I land this listing if I want it? And, what if they've looked at my numbers and how am I going to do this so that I walk away with that listing? Well, as you know, R-squared, there are usually 8 people and a coach, and one person asks and poses the question. My number one goal is to get this listing. The challenge I'm having is I'm nervous. I'm scared. This is outside of my normal comfort zone by quite a bit. If you could give me one piece of advice, what would it be? So we went around the horn and I thought I'd just share with you the information that was given to that student from the rest of his team. The first person said, dress sharp. Look your best. Floyd Wickman always said, he went on, that when you dress, it's a sign of respect for them. It's not a sign of respect for you. You're saying you are important to me. You were worth getting dressed for. The next person said, be yourself. If you're not being yourself, they're going to detect that. There'll be an uncomfortableness. There'll be something under the surface that they don't feel is compatible with the real you. So be yourself. Stop worrying. One person said, it's just a house. And he said it several times. I love that advice. How brilliant. It's just a house. It's just a house. I ask them what they're looking for. Are they interviewing? Who else are they interviewing about the possibility of listing their home? And what are they looking for in the realtor they choose to represent them? Someone called this the imposter syndrome, that when we feel we are pretending to be someone that we're not, psychoanalysts call it the imposter syndrome. So cut it out. You're not an imposter. You're genuine. You care about the people. You'll work hard. You deserve this. You have spent your whole life, your whole career getting ready for this appointment. One person said, check out Facebook. Find where they or someone in their family is on Facebook and see if you can find a commonality. Maybe they like chihuahuas and you do too. Maybe they play tennis and you do too. Maybe they have a boat and you do too. So look for a commonality. And then as you're breaking the ice and building rapport, You might mention that you like to boat and they'll say, "Oh, we do too," or whatever. Let it come out. Find that thing that you have in common. It can pull two people together when they have a shared interest, a mutual love for something or someone. If you're going to dress and want to look wealthy, buff your nails. Wear your best, most expensive belt. Wear good shoes. Um, Look at your watch. Is your watch a Timex or is it a little classier than that? An Apple Watch obviously is fine too, but anyway, sometimes it's the little things that cause us to feel better and give the impression that we are successful. It's not necessarily the brand of shirt that you wear or whether you're wearing a suit or not. This is a person that doesn't normally wear a suit. So wear your normal clothes, but pay attention to those little details. Anyway, I hope that's a help to you when you are in a situation where you're feeling a little uncomfortable. One good thing about R squared coaching is you can always ask for advice because what happens on the call stays on the call. And today I have the privilege of introducing you to a friend of mine, Elise McAllister. So, Elise, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you, Mary, for volunteering me.
I did too, didn't I?
Or was it volunteer told me?
Yeah, there we go. Valen told me. So tell us a little bit about your marketplace, where you are, where you sell houses.
So I'm in Mobile, Alabama, down real
Would
close to the
never
Gulf.
have guessed.
I'm sorry, the Gulf of America. I was about to say the Gulf of Mexico.
Okay.
Um, but our market is our prices are not as high as a lot of places in the country. It's been a weird year, but I think it's been a weird year everywhere from what I'm hearing from my R squared group. And but we have really picked up. I mean, it's like people are starting to say, "Oh, summer's here, we got to move." We have a Coast Guard base in Mobile, so a lot of times that creates some turnaround at least every 4 years, or for people every 4 years.
Yeah.
We're close to Pensacola. So not that people buy here from Pensacola, but they may buy in Baldwin County, which I also work, if they live in Pensacola, just because they like the area.
Average
So
sale price.
my average sale price is about 275.
Okay.
There are those $1 million homes. I'm just not in that market right now.
All right. Well, not yet. Um,
Not yet.
do you know what your average days on market usually is, roughly?
Well, if I took what's happened this year, probably about 35 to 40,
Okay.
because I've had several that have sold within a week, and then I've
Yeah.
had some that have stayed on the market 65 days. So,
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that gives us a good ballpark, Elise. Thank you. And thank you for volunteering kind of to do this. I asked you to do this because I think there's a lot of people that run into the situation that you ran into. And you brought to our R squared group an Ask the Experts question. Do you remember what it was? My number one goal is.
to figure out how to get in touch with an out of town owner. Her sister lives across the street, but the house is vacant. And a neighbor gave me her number and her name. And so I wanted to know what's the best way to get her and to figure out how to not only get in touch with her, but list her house because
Yeah.
she's living in California.
Yeah, she was in California. So you got a time zone difference. You got somebody that's not going to be there at the house ever. You can't ever catch up with them,
Right,
knock on the door, right? And
right.
so, and I believe if I recall, you had already left them one voicemail, or maybe you
Yes.
talked, did you talk to the wife?
I have not talked to anyone yet. I'm still
Okay.
trying.
Okay.
Um, one of my people in my group said, hey, check forewarn, make sure that it matches. So I did. I was hoping it would give me a California address. It gave me the Mobile address.
Oh, that was helpful.
So I am one of the other advices that was given to me was to sit up, was to go knock on the sister's door, which is across the street.
Okay.
So that's my goal this week is to go knock on her door. I don't have an address. I can send a card because the address is the Mobile address. So I'm gonna try to get in touch with his sister, see if I can't get her and take a little gift because that was another little tip of advice. Take the sister a little gift, introduce myself. And so I've got a lot to do this week. And hopefully by the time I meet with my R Square group again on Friday, I'm gonna have some good news that I've at least made contact with Miss Earlene in California somehow. So
So
that's
you're
what I'm
gonna
working toward.
what's the dialogue, or what are you going to accomplish with the sister? What's your goal?
My goal is to list her house, but my
The sister.
dialogue is
The
with the
sister.
sister.
Mhm.
With the sister is going to be that I know that you're having to take care of this house. You're having to get the grass cut. You're having to pay. I'm sure your sister's paying the utilities, but you're having to make sure everything's okay on it. And so I'm trying to help you out and help your sister out if she's not planning on moving here. But it's apparently been empty for a while.
And what are you going to ask the sister to do for you?
I'm going to ask her if she can help me get in contact with her sister.
If she would have a
And whether give me
conversation.
an address.
Mhm.
I've got a phone number, but I'm not getting responses from the phone number. I am going to text this afternoon because, as I was told by one of my members, my age group answers voicemails, but not all age groups do, and I don't know how old this owner is. So,
Mhm.
so I'm
You're
going to
going to send a
text.
text.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay, that's cool. Well, did you have any other advice? I was going to look through my notes too, but I think you really got it. Confirm the phone number, bring a gift, text versus
And then
voice.
if I can't get the sister the first time I knock on the door, I'm gonna try to different times a day.
Oh, so you're going to have a face-to-face conversation with the sister.
Yes, I really need to have a face to face. So I have decided I'm also going to look for the sister's number, see if I can contact her too, and between the two of them, hopefully can get a meeting and either face to face or by phone or and just charm them with my Southern charm.
Well,
And
there you go.
that's right.
Who
That's what
would
we do
not
for
be
Southern.
charmed? I love
Yes.
it. I love it. Thank you so much for doing this. Good luck. Fingers crossed that it all
Thank
works out. Can't
you.
wait to hear.